Hello everybody, welcome back to the Texas Podcast. I am your host Gabe, and today we'll be talking about the Cordova Rebellion. The Cordova Rebellion in 1838 was an uprising instigated in and around Nacogdoches, Texas. Vicente Cordova and other leaders supported the Texas Revolution as long as it espoused a return to the Constitution of 1824. Beginning as early as late 1835, Cordova had covertly started to plan and organize local resistance, anticipating Texas would declare independence from Mexico. In the late summer of 1838, word arrived from several sources that Mexico was seeking an arrangement with the Cherokee which would give them title to their land in exchange for assistance in joining a war of extermination against the Texans. Nacogdochans, looking for a stolen horse, found a camp of around 100 armed Tejanos. Rather than allow the local militia to act, President Sam Houston, who was in Nacogdoches at the time, prohibited both sides from assembly or carrying weapons. Local businessman Vincent Cordova and 18 other leaders of the revolt issued a proclamation with a number of demands to be met before the surrender of their arms. After being joined by about 300 Indian warriors, they moved towards the Cherokee settlements. Despite Houston's orders that he should not cross the Angelina River to interfere, Thomas J. Rusk, who was at the time Nacogdoches' county representative in the Texas Congress, sent a party of 150 men under Major Henry Augustin to confront them. On March 29, 1839, a company of 80 men commanded by General Edward Burleson defeated Vincent Cordova and the rebels during a fight near Seguin, Texas, at Battleground Prairie. While wounded and pursued by Matthew Caldwell and his rangers, Cordova was able to make his way to Mexico, but 33 members of the rebellion were tried for treason and later pardoned or released. A few weeks later, a Mexican agent was killed near the Red River. A diary and papers were found on his body which indicated that the government of Mexico was working to incite the Cherokee and other tribes to rebel against Texas in exchange for recognition of tribal lands. Additional documents were found after the battle on the North San Gabriel River on May 17th and May 18th, 1839, after a party of Texas Rangers defeated a group of Mexicans and Cherokee. These documents included letters from Mexican officials addressed to Cordova and the Bull, a Cherokee chief. Despite the involvement of some Cherokee and the discovery of the documents intended for Chief Bull, Houston believed the chief's denials and refused to order them arrested. In his several letters of reassurance to the Bull during the unrest, Houston again promised them title to their land on the Neches River. Warriors, believing their lands to be violated by the legal settlers, then perpetrated the October 1839 what was called the Kilo Massacre, killing 18 people. Texas's second president, Mirabeau B. Lamar, had served under Georgia's governor, George M. Trope, during the expropriation of Creek Indian lands for the benefit of white settlers in that state. Never sympathetic towards Indians in general and predisposed to the removal of the Cherokee in wake of the Kilo incident and the publication of Rachel Plummer's narrative of her captivity among the Comanche, Lamar's demands that the Cherokee leave Texas resulted in the Cherokee War in 1839 and the violent expulsion commonly referred to as the removal of the Cherokee to the Indian Territory. Cordova returned to Texas with General Adrian Wall's 1842 invasion and occupation of San Antonio. He was killed in the subsequent Battle of Salado Creek on September 18, 1842. That is all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.